It
two,
says
one.
live.
We're live.
Good night, everybody, and thank you
Yes.
for tuning in to Peaches and Dream podcast on this wonderful March the 19th, 2021. Oh, tomorrow's the first day of spring, right? March 20th.
The, the spring equinox. The spring equinox. It starts
March
this
the
in the
20th.
morning at 5:32, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, I can't tell you the time, but I could tell you it's March 20th.
Yeah. I looked it up last night. I was like, oh, okay. So there's like a whole equinox. The paradigm is going to shift, and it's new beginnings because it's a new season. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I just knew it was the first day of spring. That's all
Yes.
I knew.
What's going on?
I said you got to make it public.
Oh yeah. I'm on it now. Let's go ahead and make this public on.
Yes, you guys tune in, and
Made it
hit the
post.
share button too.
So this is public. Um, go ahead and share. All right. All right. Y'all see the topics. Y'all see what we're gonna be talking about. Y'all see the BS that's going on. How's the audio over there? Can you
Yeah,
hear
so
me?
basically, yeah, I can hear you. The audio is good. So let's just give you a rundown of the topics that we're going to be talking about. Now, I've been
You're breaking up.
Sweetie and Quavo. Oh, hold on. Let me know if you can hear me.
I can hear you. Excuse me.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I turned off the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. It's crazy because before the live we were good, and as soon as we come live, we have connection issues. That's crazy. But anyway,
Mhm.
um,
I think the
it'd be
internet
like that.
and YouTube is fucking with our stuff because they fuck with everybody else's when they want to talk about certain stuff.
It's interesting because there was actually Facebook. Well, I know for sure Messenger, WhatsApp was down. I heard Instagram was down too, but it's all connected now. Like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, they're
Yeah,
all like one entity or something all of a sudden. But there was like
it's
an outage today.
all it's all a conglomerate. Somebody can just go online and be like, we don't want to hear about this shit right here. We don't want people knowing about this type of stuff. So let's go ahead and just cut this shit. And I think that's what
Yeah, that's what some people be thinking. But I'm like, I try not to think like that. But I think it's true though. Especially now, everything that you post, like say for example, if I go on,
that's
um,
true.
if I make a snap, right, and I'm talking about COVID in my snap, it will put a notification up that says, "Oh, information about COVID." So that means that they actually listening to the words that we're saying. Like when we post videos and footage and audio and we're recording, they're listening to what we're saying. This way, they know to flag it because they're like, "Oh, this person mentioned COVID." That's just crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, I was trying to do one of the topics, but I wasn't trying to mess up the girl name. Her name is Sweetie, the Sweetie and Quavo
Yep,
breakup.
sweetie.
Sweetie, and then also that's going to be a topic. So we're going to talk about the breakup, the unfortunate and costly and expensive breakup. And then we're going to talk about Kirk Franklin and his son Carry Hopefully, I didn't mess that up either. And then we're going to be
Yeah.
talking about Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Kirk last because we can go deep into that.
Yeah, we'll talk about him last. We'll talk again because that's a whole like because it's like a 2-on-1 story because the first thing was just him cursing his son and then now with some other allegations that yeah we're gonna talk about that last.
Hmm.
Alrighty, so let's get started. So apparently with Sweetie and Quavo situation, they were a couple, an item, but they recently broke up because apparently Quavo cheated. Now the big controversy is they're like, oh, he spent over $2 million on her.
So what? That's
That's
what
what
I
I'm.
thought.
I'm like, what? And like at the end of the day, it's like she will be stupid to be staying with him simply because he's spending on her. Like she still have to respect herself, and if she wants a monogamous relationship with one nigga, that's what she gonna get. Or she wants that. Simple. But and by nigga I mean king, you know. That's what they say and they say back in the day in Africa, they used to say niggas, Negus,
Mhm.
and it actually meant
Mhm.
king. And then when the Caucasians came to Africa and they took us over, they used to call us nigger, but they didn't know that it was niggas, and it actually meant king. But anyway, so if you ever hear me say that word, don't take offense. Try not to take offense. But yeah, but she want to be like, what? She don't want a man that cheats, and she has every right to exit the relationship regardless of how much money he spent. That's my viewpoint on that. How you feel about that?
I mean, I don't know why people is putting a price on self-esteem. Like, if a nigga bought me some shit while we were together and he thought that him buying that shit was gonna make up for doing some treacherous shit in the background, then you're still fucking wrong. And I'd be looking dumb as hell if I were to stay. Girl, speaking of breaking up and, going back to these treacherous ass niggas, why did Latoya Luckett's husband post on Instagram saying that he wanted to fight for his marriage?
Well, maybe because he want to fight for his marriage. What's wrong with that?
I be like, nah. If she had some fucking sense, she'd stay the fuck away from him too.
Okay, hold on. So you got to give me because clearly I don't know no background information on their relationship. Oh wait, is that the one who was on that TV show fighting and stuff?
Yes. He was
Oh
treating her like
wow.
he was treating her like caca. So hell no, fuck that shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. We actually talked about that on one of our previous podcasts we did.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, it's messed up. Now, yeah, yeah. Honestly, that's a tough one. It's like, mm, what do you got a nigga that? I mean, that's gonna be her. She gotta call that shot. Like if she, like, I don't know.
So
Now that
Latoya
I'm thinking
Luckett,
about it, it was an abusive relationship. So it's stupid to tell somebody to stay in an abusive relationship. Like just how like it's stupid to tell somebody to stay with a nigga that cheats and then buys you stuff to try to make up for the stupid shit that they did. You know?
whether it's emotional abuse, because I think it was more emotional abuse. They never alluded to anything physical, but I don't know why people think that this whole stand by your black man, even when he's fucking up. That's what Lil Boosie was trying to say. Like, y'all bigging up Lori Harvey, but y'all don't big up the chick that stayed with her man, even though he's fucking up. Why? Why in the hell would we do that? Why in the hell do black women have to stick with somebody who is doing us fucking dirty? Like, you're showing off that, but we don't see enough of the couples who actually are devoted to each other. So fuck all that shit. We really need to see these black women, our black women, showing these men that it's not okay to treat us like that, and we just can't stand for that shit. So there's no going back. There's no giving second chances and forgiving and all this shit. Man, fuck all that. Fuck all that bullshit. Fuck it.
Oh my god. coming from someone who's not married, it's easier to say that when, well, are they not married? So Saweetie and Quavo wasn't married. But when I will tell you,
Whether you're married or
I
not, married couples, unmarried couples, girl, don't go back. Just don't go back. Don't go back. I'm telling you,
I
don't go
hear
back.
what you're I hear what you're saying though. But here's the thing, like honestly, I feel like the reality of it is that no relationship is perfect, right? But there's certain things in a relationship that you can tolerate and that you cannot tolerate. For me, the biggest thing I don't like is like cheating, disrespect, cheating and disrespect. You know, like a lot of guys have like poor communication skills. Like that's something you could work through, you know. But the cheating and disrespect, like those are deal breakers, you know. And so it's like but it's like, girl, when you're in a relationship, it's like for you to say, like you were saying, if a guy messes up, you know, you should cut him off. But then it's like, what happens when you and your man get into an argument? You're supposed to cut him off because y'all gonna argue.
An argument is an argument. Cheating is something totally fucking different. You made a conscious decision to do some shit to hurt me. Oh, and I don't want to hear that. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you. You did it anyway.
Okay,
You
so
did
in
what
your
that heartbreaker
eyes,
found out.
just specifically the cheating that's the deal breaker. Because I thought you were
Yes.
saying, okay. Because I'm like, you're going to be
The
with somebody, and
cheating.
even though, like, they not perfect, like, the cheating is the deal breaker for real. But I thought you were saying, like, a guy messed up and he, you know, like, even if it's not cheating, like, if he fucks up in a relationship, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for example, poor communication skills. That'd be the big argument. Money management. That's another thing. So when y'all talk, so you're gonna have problems, but yeah, I'm with you with the cheating. Like, if they cheat once, they more than likely gonna cheat again.
And with Latoya Luckett, I think it started out with the emotional abuse because these black men not being able to get into their feelings and sort shit out so they can be better people, better husbands, better fathers. They really need to stop this shit. And that's where, therapy is taboo within a black community because, it's going to take a lot for black guys to go into counseling for the betterment of them and their families. So,
Yeah. And a lot of people see counseling as therapy, like, oh, if I go to counseling or therapy, then that means something is wrong with me. And that's not the case at all. Like a lot of that, like the fact is that we all have toxic traits. Like everybody has toxic traits. But when you recognize these things, it's up to you to be like, okay, I want better for myself. You know? It's like some people know they have toxic traits and they don't care to do anything about it. They just want to be stuck in their ways and stuck in their ego and stuck in their pride. You know?
yeah.
But yeah, girl, but it's pride and ego with these men. With these men's. I put the Z on the end.
So I'm glad Sweetie doesn't have any kids by this nigga and she can move on and do her. Latoya Luckett can too. 40 is not old. You can still get a nigga that's, taller than the one you had last because her ex-husband is short. She can find her a tall and faithful nigga. So fuck these short cheating ass niggas.
Yo. But honestly, it's sad. Okay, we do have to, and we'll probably touch base on it more when we start talking about Kurt Franklin. But you have to think about it, like a lot of these guys, they really don't know how to deal with their feelings and their emotions. And then that's the type of stuff that make them go out and do things like do stupid shit, like cheat. And then when they get mad and they can't express themselves properly, they feel like they got the right to put their hands on a woman like that. And then when you try to tell these guys like, yo, you need therapy, you need counseling, they try to look at you like you the one with the problem. Because I know guys like that. I'd be like, yo, you going through all of this, why don't you consider doing counseling? Hey, now, I do have some guy friends that actually would admit, like this guy that I know, he said his mom passed when he was 16, so he did like therapy or counseling or something back then. And he said if he felt like it helped him. You know, you got people like the guy from the Breakfast Club. He says he's had therapy and counseling in his life. You know, so I don't know why some people act like they too good for it when you need it.
We need it. The black community needs it.
Yep. And a lot of people don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, but sometimes you got to talk about it. So you have an understanding, so you have clarity, so you have peace of mind, so you can truly move on. Like a lot of people have no clue on certain things when it's like you need that understanding and closure, and then to mentally prepare yourself. That's something else that I'm realizing. They don't talk about mental health like growing up. Like they don't prioritize it and let us understand, how important it is to, train our mind to basically, be better. You learn that
Mm.
along the way. Anyways, to Saweetie and Quavo, I wish y'all the best luck. And Quavo, you need to stop cheating, bro. You just lost $2 million.
Exactly. You just lost your
Of
fucking money.
course.
You just lost your fucking money. Talking about some, oh, he spent $2 million on us. Oh, the fuck what? It's $2 million he ain't gonna get back.
Yeah. And it's sad because, say, for example, if it was a situation, we got to talk about this too. Say, for example, a situation where he didn't cheat. If she just, for whatever reason, felt like she grew out of, love or life with him, right? And she left
Yeah.
him, then everybody would have been like, oh, she a gold digger. And I gotta say that because especially in one of those videos that you sent me, the guy was like, oh, he saw Saweetie doing an interview or something, and the way how she actually act bougie, all of that. Like at the end of the day, she gonna act how much she feels she's worth. And if you want her, you gonna either earn her or somebody else gonna come and earn her. And Quavo was earning her, but shit, Quavo was out there trying to earn others too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but that's the other thing. I just want people to understand that even with a situation where she fell out of like or love with him, I just hope that it wouldn't be a situation where y'all would be quick to bash her because at the end of the day, it's like sometimes it don't even be cheating in a relationship. Sometimes guys is not communicating properly and opening up. Who wants to be in a relationship where the guy's communication is poor and after several conversations, you're having the same issue? Because some people have those type of issues. Because even like the last time when Cardi B was filing for a divorce, she was saying there was no more new cheating shit. She was just feeling like she grew out of love, even though they still married or whatever. How ironic, right? Because we talked about that
Mm-hmm.
too. Yo, how ironic, because we talked about that too. And the crazy thing is that he actually cheated on her before, and it's proof history. But she forgave him, and she's with him, and they're gonna try their best to make it work. So to each his own. Like some people really are that forgiving to where they're like, okay, if you cheat, I'll forgive you. But at the same time, that's a dangerous game to play. Because it's like people could change. People really could change, but do they really? That's the dangerous part about it, because like you never know.
That's why I can't really trust that. Like, why do I have to wait for you to change?
That's the thing. I did see this video. You always say there's no Instagram couples or whatever, or, but I follow pages on Instagram. They have like black empowered couples, and I kind of like it was this one where he was talking about like he was a millionaire, right? He was dating or whatever, and he was talking about how he knew his wife was the one, and he was like, because she was there for me basically through it all, through the times when he treated her good and when he treated her bad, and when he was rich, and basically when he didn't have nothing, and he was like, so sometimes you go through ups and downs, and ups and downs. It's not perfect, but then you could have your little fairy tale at the end. That's why I'm like, I would never tell somebody not to go back to their mate or even judge somebody if they decide to go back to their mate, because at the end of the day, people really could change. But do they?
Okay.
But do they?
Exactly. But
Yo.
I'm not in that relationship. We're not in that relationship. If you wanna, follow along with these fuck niggas, go ahead, bitch. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood situation.
Mm.
Girl, we going to talk about that. So
What
you give them
you
a
got to say
brief
about it?
you give them a brief rundown of everything that happened, because for one, because I can't tell you the guy's name, but from what I understand, Sharon Osbourne was defending this guy who people say that he either that he's racist or that he does racist things, or he has done racist things, or however you want to see it, right? So she basically was on the talk, right? Yeah, the talk.
Yes.
Yeah, she was on the talk, and on that show, she was being interviewed or asked a question by Cheryl Underwood, and she was like basically trying to give Sharon Osbourne the chance to clear up the controversy where people was trying to say like, oh yeah, you're really supporting a racist person. What's that name? Because that walked off. I don't know his name, but
Pierce
it was
Morgan.
from Pierce Morgan.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So basically, from what I understand with that situation is that he was actually interviewed and he walked off in the most rude and disrespectful way off of the interview. So pretty
Like
much,
a bitch.
and it's interesting because they actually pointed it out in the video that you sent me because I'll be doing my homework, but they actually
Mhm.
pointed out that the same way how they sat there and they had their disagreements and nobody got up and left even when they got frustrated, which the only person really got frustrated was Sharon Osbourne, right? She sat there and at least she tried to talk it out. Like the other guy, he just got up and left. So they're like, he should have I didn't respect that either. With the Pierce Morgan, you said whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I didn't respect
Yeah.
that because I'm like, you should not. Like, I hate people that feel like they don't have to explain themselves. And I hate people who feel like they don't even want to try to think about think about what they need to say to kind of explain themselves. So basically, you sitting there, you getting angry, you don't know if are you guilty. You understand? I don't even know what he was
Well,
being
he's
asked.
guilty in a way
What
that
was he being asked when he walked off?
he was being reprimanded for talking shit about Meghan Markle because here's a backstory. He was trying to get at Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle met
Meaning like
him.
dater?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Meghan Markle, with her dating history, she's dated, old white men before.
Actually, I
So,
didn't know that, but that's news. Go ahead.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So, that's what Pierce was trying to, get on, like, like, hey, bitch, give me some of that cat. So they met up. They met up in a bar. They had their drinks or whatever. She was like, "Nah, I'm good." She was like, "Nah, I'm good." And Pierce Morgan, he said it himself. He was like, we ended it in. He was like, I put her in the cab, and she went across town to some party. And that very night, that's where she met the prince. They fell in love and blah 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 blah. So he mad because he didn't get chose, basically.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, but do you remember exactly what they were asking him though? So
Oh,
they were just, it
well,
was
they
about
weren't.
her.
That guy, yeah, it was about her, but that guy wasn't really asking him anything. He was just reprimanding him for talking shit, and he's been doing it ever since they went public with their relationship, just talking
Mm,
down on Megan. And the guy was like, "You just mad because she has the power of consent as a woman, and she felt like she didn't need or want to be with you, so that's why you're mad." And then that's when he walked off like a
mm.
bitch.
I get it now. So for him, his actual feelings was hurt, but still, I feel like it's people like him that don't ever sit down and deal with like, situations face on, and clearly he's hurt because he keeping her name in his mouth. So and he even takes that. So imagine,
Exactly. Exactly.
imagine
And
if. But man, okay, so basically back to the Cheryl Underwood and Sharon Osbourne situation. So basically Cheryl is like sitting there keeping her cool and I'm proud of her because she was like a black girl on payroll, or like a woman, let me say that, like a black woman on payroll. She's like, it's like me dealing with my customers and you getting cursed out left and right. And you're like, ma'am, I understand your frustration. But what I'm trying to explain to you, like she handled that like a pro. Because at the end of the day, it's easy to get ignorant and match people's energy. It's hard to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. I'm gonna sit here and continue to keep my calm and keep my cool. And as she kept her calm and she kept her cool, Miss Cheryl Underwood, Miss Sharon Osbourne was over there acting a damn fool. Like, it's crazy because a lot of the time is that when people are triggered, it's because there's some truth to it and the truth hurts. So like how the guy got up and walked off. There's some truth to it and the truth hurts. With Sharon Osbourne, some truth to it, and the truth hurts. So that's why she was getting like that. You understand?
Yeah.
And she even came out and said that she basically she was feeling like she had to defend herself and prove that she wasn't a racist. But I'm like, at the same time, if I'm not a racist, I'm gonna sit here and like, I apologize that you feel that way, but I don't feel like I'm a racist. He's my friend and support him. That's how you will respond to something like that. Why do you go start having a whole freaking temper tantrum on, like, what?
Because when she said, "Oh, that's my friend and I support him," well, in you supporting him, do you support his racist rhetoric? Do you support him being a sexist towards Meghan Markle? And that's not the first.
So,
That's
but
not the
here's
first
the
time
thing.
made such comments. So if you support him, then you support the bullshit also. And that's what Cheryl was trying to ask her. And that's when she felt like, oh, and being set up, and she, the guilty. A head dog will holler, and she hollered. That bitch hollered.
But here is the thing. I feel like I can't justify her actions, but this is what I don't understand that I'm trying to figure out, and this is why I feel like a lot of people need mental health assistance, right? So say for example, she's being asked those questions. If she truly in her heart does not believe that he has been racist or sexist or whatever, right? She should be able to say, like, like, I like the way what she was saying. It wasn't, honestly, when you think about it, some of the stuff she was saying, it wasn't what she said, but how she said it. Because she's like, show me a time when he was racist. But it's how she's saying it and how she's so aggressive. If she would have kept her calm and kept her cool, she could have been like, honestly, I don't feel like he's ever been racist in anything that he said or done. Like, you know what? She's like, lawyers do. Even when you wrong or the person is wrong, you sit there and you make them look right. No, then you made yourself avoid the whole question because she never really answered the question. She actually answered the question with the fucking question. Can y'all show me a time or tell me a time? How you act, like, at the end of the day, if you should have said plain and simple, like, I've never witnessed him being racist. What's so hard? Her reaction to the question is what makes it seem like she's guilty. You understand?
Because she knows he's racist.
Or that she knows. That's what I'm saying. Like, because it's like, this is true, and it's like at the end of the day you can't even. But and then the other thing is that they said that her daughter or something has history of saying something racist. Her
Yeah, her daughter has
daughter.
said some problematic shit also. Well, here's the thing about that whole fucking family. That whole fucking family is on some bullshit. It starts with Ozzy, Sharon, and then the daughter. You don't hear anything from the son. Because the Ozzy, because Ozzy Osbourne, he's from the rock band Black Sabbath. They're British, and they're really famous. And he made headlines back in the '80s for biting a head off of a bat.
Wait, he bit a. That's disgusting. Okay.
Exactly. He bit a head off of a bat. He threw a chicken into the audience, and the audience tore the live chicken up. So they do. Them as a people, they do treacherous shit, nasty shit, and then it comes out in their behavior. Also, I remember somebody posted a clip of Sharon saying that she had her kids take a shit in a jewelry box, a Tiffany's jewelry box, and she mailed it to one of her neighbors.
Wow.
So that's how dusty and funky she is.
That's disgusting.
Yep, that's her. That's Sharon Osbourne. That's how dusty and funky she is. So it doesn't surprise me that, she just all of a sudden went off her fucking rocker for her so-called friend. And here's the thing, after this whole shit started, her so-called friend, he did not once come out in support of her, but she's losing her job, yelling at somebody over him. So she inserted herself into something that had nothing to do with her, and now she's out of a fucking job. But her with her white privilege, she can probably find another job on another network just like that.
Honestly, not after that temper tantrum. That's bad for business. You're saying because they canceled the
Watch,
live broadcast.
watch, she'll
You
get
know,
a book
honestly,
deal. Somebody will coddle her. Other white figures will coddle her. Oh my God, it's I don't. It's unfair how they treated you, and she came at you with that question, and you didn't know. They did know. She did know that she was going to come at her with that question because they see all the questions before they go to air. So nobody set her up. Nobody backed her into the corner. That's something that she did all on her own.
mm, but I don't understand. I just heard her reaction. But the thing is that the part that I don't understand is what makes people react like that. Like, you can't come to me and be like, "Oh, Juanita, I think you're racist." I would have to be mad. You understand? Like, mad. Like, for me to just start acting like that. But the thing is that the way how it's like hard for me to be mad at somebody that's speaking to me nice and calm. Like, how can you be arguing with yourself? You understand?
Yeah, she really was, and that
That's
just
the
made it
part
look
that
even more
confuses me.
stupid. That just made it look even more stupid.
I'm like, you're this angry. And it's crazy because even the other person, she was the one that was like, just like how we're sitting here talking and getting our points across. I'm like, even if you gotta have a goddamn temper tantrum to get it out. Oh, this is what I was saying. I hope is not happening. So you know how they cancel the show? Like, it's not only Sharon Osbourne that's being impacted because Cheryl Underwood is still not broadcasting live either. So I'm wondering why are they making her suffer when she didn't do anything wrong? They
They're
could
making
leave the
her what?
live. Well, when I say making her suffer, like, I'm not hearing anything about it aside from the fact that the whole show the live it was canceled, right, for a couple of days.
Yeah, I think it's up until next week, or I don't know. They're just on hiatus, and I think they're just trying to look for a way to, fire Sharon.
Well, honestly, the thing is that I just hope that, like I said, with Cheryl Underwood, I'm like, even if it was a situation where they didn't want Sharon on, why didn't they just let Cheryl Underwood and whoever else do their thing? You understand? They canceled the whole show. Like, why you putting Cheryl out of a job when Sharon fucked up? You understand?
Well, I don't think Cheryl's
It's
out of
not
a
that,
job.
not that out
Everybody
of a job, but they should at least be able to have their live broadcast, right?
Well, everybody's just on a break until they figure out what's going on. But if they're not working, then the crew isn't working. They just need to, hurry up and get Sharon up out of there because she ain't shit.
I'm sorry, but if Jake S from Steak Farm messes up, I don't want to be able to do my show because this person messed up. Because the show can go on without her. They can still talk about whatever they talk about. But I'm like, they didn't have to shut the whole thing down, at least in my eyes. I just think they should have probably put her in a timeout since Sharon wanted to have a temper tantrum. All she needed was a timeout, and then it would be nice to still have show, Underwood. Who else would be on there? But if they can still do the show, like, why they show gotta stop because of what happened with Sharon? Like, that's my point.
It actually is not just that. A lot of people are coming out against Sharon, saying that her behavior throughout the years, she's had racist behavior throughout the years, and now everybody is just, coming out. Apparently, she called some former co-host ghetto. She called the Asian co-host that used to be on there cheeky-eyed or some shit like that.
Mm,
Just horrible. Just ugh.
that's crazy. So it's
She
like I'm trying to
oh,
look up the.
she called one of the lesbian coworkers a pussy licker or some shit like that. Girl, I ain't got time.
Wow.
Girl, I ain't got time for Sharon Osbourne. I just don't.
So now that I have some names, I could basically explain my question better. So it says with the talk is normally the co-host, which includes Sharon Osbourne, Cheryl Underwood, Carrie Anaba, Amanda Klutz, all these people, right? What I'm saying is that why didn't they continue the talk, but without Sharon while they investigate Sharon? You understand what I'm saying? Why they pulled
Oh yeah,
everybody?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That is
That's
a. That
my
is a.
question. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. I was saying like Cheryl was also fired, but I'm saying like if you notice that none of them are able to do the show because of something Cheryl did. That was my point.
Yeah. That is a better. That is a better way of doing everything. Yeah. Because everybody else isn't working.
That's what I'm
She should
saying.
be
It could have went on. It's not like it's just her. And, it's not that like it's just the Sharon and Cheryl show. It's more people, and it could have even got guests or something to make it more entertaining. Like you stopping your whole flow for what? Because one
working.
person's like, oh, get rid of her. Everybody else is
Hmm.
Gucci. Let them go. Let them go do their thing. Like why? Like that was the part that confused me. I'm like, that's like somebody getting fired today, and they like nobody come to work tomorrow because John was fired.
Yeah, nobody's gonna boycott in on behalf of Sharon Osbourne. So no, hell no.
And then if anything, like, Cheryl Underwood, especially with the way that she handled everything, they could probably got, more supporters because they're like, okay, I like how you did that, girl. She like, that's like a little motivation because you know how easy it is to be like, she could be like, you are racist and that's why the fuck you acting like that, bitch.
Exactly. That's exactly why.
She could have been like that. But she's like, you know what, Sharon, what I'm trying to explain to you today, you're acting like a Karen.
She did have a Karen moment. She did have a Karen moment.
Whoa, who the hell? What's going on here?
Hold on. Remove from studio. That's the audio. That's the Kirk Franklin audio.
Oh, girl, I thought somebody done joined that shit. I'm about to say, who the hell got the link and how and why? Okay. Yeah, that was weird. Oh, so we about to go into the curfew stuff. Yes.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
else on this topic before we carry on?
No, I'm just ready.
Okay, let me just work on getting this information. I'm going to do a little intro on the next topic. So, everyone knows Kirk Franklin, the actual gospel singer. So what's been going on lately, which a lot of you probably heard of, is that there was an audio that his 30 plus year old son, I want to say the son is about 32 or 33, maybe 31. Anyways, he's somewhere between 30 and 33, right? So the son Carry On, he is basically accusing his father. Well, basically, the first thing that he did was basically an argument that they had. It's not even a conversation; it's literally an argument because in the audio, the son is raising his voice, the father's raising his voice. It's Kirk Franklin and his son, and when you think about it, if I spoke to my father like that, my father would probably be talking back to me exactly how Kirk Franklin was talking to his son. But my dad is a Jamaican, so it'd be some blood clots and this and that. But I don't understand why people were acting so surprised of an audio between a father and a child. But mind you, it's an adult child, so it's not like you know Kirk Franklin's son is a little kid or adolescent. And, maybe you wouldn't want to be saying those things to like an adolescent, but sometimes depending on how your kids are, it might come from time to time. It's funny because I was explaining to somebody, I'm a mom. Peaches unfortunately doesn't have kids yet, but I'm a mama too. But then what I was thinking about recently is that I really understand why. Like, if you guys used to watch The Simpsons, it's a cartoon, but I really understand why Homer Simpson used to always grab Bart by the neck and he'd say, "Why you little?" And he used to shake. Like, I never understood it until now as an adult. Like, sometimes I really want to do that to my kids with the stuff that they did, but I can't because that would be considered child abuse. So sometimes as parents, we don't make the best decisions, especially when we're angry. But at the same time, it's like people, I don't know, other people judge you and kind of make it seem, oh yeah, they would never. I think a lot of people who say that they either don't have kids or they probably just they're probably just really patient people. Because when you're dealing with children, from like babies, they give little reasons that like frustrate you. For example, you have a little 9 month old, 10 month old. That's when my daughter started walking at 9 months. They go and they pick up Vaseline and they go put the whole jar of Vaseline on their body, or they go and take the baby powder and spill it out all on the floor. Like you be irate in those moments, but you know, like you're dealing with an infant, like you know. But once they start getting older, they start talking and they have attitude. Which right now I have my oldest, she's about to be 10. She got a little mouth on her, and then my youngest, she's 7. She's the baby. She gonna probably be a baby till she like 30 because how clingy she is. But it's like I'm Peaches. I know I'm talking, but I'm a mom, so I got a lot to say on this. So you got to give me a minute.
Go ahead. Because after you talk, I'm gonna play the audio.
Okay. But yeah, but like my daughter, like sometimes like she always got like she's like Aries too. Her birthday is coming up, but she always got something to say, and I'm like it's crazy because I'm like yo who's raising you? Because I didn't teach you to have this much mouth, you know. So it is a struggle as parents. So like I said, when you listen to the audio, are you gonna play the one with the father?
Yes, and then I'm trying to look for the other one where he made the accusation also.
Okay. So now listen, guys. It's gonna sound bad, but if you grew up in a black household, 9 out of 10 times you won't understand where this man was coming from as a father. All right, play that audio.
Oh,
Ooh,
you ready now? Hold on.
yeah, I mean, oh, I thought you was ready, but yeah, honestly,
Okay.
are you ready? All right, here we go. Give us a minute, guys. It's coming.
Okay, here it is.
All right.
Why is it skipping?
You know, it's crazy because I was gonna say like I think your phone is breaking out, but then I realized when you start talking, it wasn't breaking out. Oh no, I think you're gonna have to probably find another audio.
Hear the son curse at his.
What the hell?
I did it.
Let me see if I can go back.
Dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm oh. What's up?
It's breaking up again.
What the hell? Yeah, let's remove that.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyways, I'm sure you guys can go out there and go on like Google and Google the audio of Kirk Franklin cursing out his son is out there if you haven't heard it already. But he basically, to me, he was just telling him like, "Yeah, I will fuck you up. I will kill you." You know, shit that your parents probably said to you when they kissed the fuck off. You know. So to me, it was nothing. I don't think he was out of line at all. I just hate the fact that people are like, oh, he's a Christian. You know, it's crazy because I actually came across this video the other day, and it's gonna come right in handy for this moment, right? So, with him being a Christian, it's a situation where a lot of people expect for him to be all holy and perfect, quote unquote. But people have to understand that nobody is perfect. And this thing that said the other day, he was like, hey, you think that we go to church because we're perfect? We go to church because we are not perfect. And because when we know we're not perfect, it's our goal to basically be as close to God as possible. So that this way we can receive the word and then learn how to live as, Jesus Christ lived and, loved his brothers and sisters. Right? So with Kirk Franklin being this big church guy, he has to understand that he's not perfect. Even though he's a, gospel singer, He's not perfect. Everybody has their flaws, and at least he's somebody who's actively seeking counseling and or therapy for his issues within his life. You know, so
Yes.
can't be mad, man, because at least he's
Okay.
trying.
Okay. So other than that, let's just talk about the bitch assness of the son leaking the audio in the first fucking place. Let's talk about that.
So basically,
The bitch
when it
assness.
comes
Yeah.
when it comes to the son, I have a lot to say, but he also is somebody where he clearly, like, I don't know, like, if the counseling and the therapy is working for him, but then again, his personality, like, he seems so stubborn to where I'm wondering if he really takes that stuff seriously. And to me, he's not somebody that's taking accountability and responsibility for their own actions in their own life, because he's trying to basically cry wolf and make his father seem bad, when at the end of the day, sir, you grown as shit. You got your own issues that you got to
Yeah, he
work
didn't even
on.
play. He didn't even play the whole audio, the whole conversation. He didn't play what was said to Kirk to make Kirk go off like that. And I'm pretty sure Kirk has, cursed. We all cuss, and I'm pretty sure, that's not his usual behavior. But when people get pissed off, they gonna cuss. So he
Mm-hmm.
say to his father to hit the record button and then put that shit out.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because Kirk obviously didn't know that he was being recorded.
Yeah, I had to laugh because I was like, yo, hey, I heard some of the stuff my mama said. And the thing is that my mom's not even mean, but when you push her to that point, she'll call you a motherfucker. Like, she'll call you a bitch. She'll call you. Whew, that's my mama. The thing about it is that we grew up in Brooklyn, and the thing about it is that I feel like my mom should be chill, but when you piss her off, and the one thing with me is I ain't like making my parents upset, because I didn't like getting in trouble. So if I did get in trouble, it kind of what probably was a real reason why I was getting my ass cursed out. But I didn't get in trouble a lot though. But I used to watch my brothers and sisters, and I'm like, yo, y'all like getting called bitches and niggas. They used to
Exactly.
always do, but they used to always fuck up. Like, my brothers didn't go to school, and then they would think my mom wasn't gonna find out, and she would find out, and she would be pissed. Like, I'd be pissed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, imagine, like, you want to kill them. Like, yo, you get up every day and you leave the house. Where the fuck are you going? That's why my mom was out of Brooklyn, because they would basically go to the train station and hang out. When, mind you, they're supposed to be going to the train station, catching the train to go to fuck to school, and they wasn't. Then we went to North Carolina, and when we went to West Meck, we didn't have no choice. Like, we all went to the same school. Like, when we was living in Brooklyn, we all went to different schools. Anyways, girl.
But back to this Kurt Franklin situation. Carry On is a child out of wedlock from his baby mom. He was born in the late 80s. He's actually a year older than I am. So
So how
yeah,
old is he? Is he 32 or is he 33? What month is
he's
his birthday?
32. He's 32 going on 33. And that's why a lot of people, when the audio first came out, people was like, oh my God, how can he talk to his son like that? People thought that he was, probably talking to the youngest son, but no, this is his oldest son.
But here's the
So
thing, before I got sidetracked, but in the audio, even though we get to hear it clear on here, the son in that audio did say some out of line shit too. So if he cut out other stuff, imagine what else he could have said, because he definitely said some out of line shit in the audio that he
exactly,
leaked.
telling him to shut the fuck up and
Exactly.
I dare you, and
So,
this, nobody mentioned that shit. Nobody wanted to mention that shit. But
and like, clearly he released a part of the audio that makes his father looks like he's going on. You didn't play this, but even so, the way you was talking to your father in that audio also made you look bad, sir. So you need to take that. You need a beating. Actually, he should have came over there and pulled your pants down and beat your ass. On top of that, curse out.
Okay, so do you agree with Kirk apologizing? Because I really don't give a shit how
Honestly,
people.
n-
Yeah.
okay, so when it came down to Kirk Franklin apologizing, I don't think that he owed anybody an apology. I'm going to say that. But one of the things I also am going to say that I do respect him for that, because a lot of men wouldn't be able to put their pride and ego to the side. Like, a lot of people would be like, that's my motherfucking child. I do what the fuck I want. You know? Because that's like, you can't tell me nothing with my kids. Like, if I sit there, like, it's crazy because sometimes, like, my kids do something stupid and I'm on the phone and then I'm cursing my kids out. And they're like, why are you talking to your kid like that? Like, nigga, do you know what the fuck this kid is over here doing? So, but I'm like, yo, people can't tell you
Well,
how to
here's the
parent.
thing.
He didn't owe
Here's
nobody
the
an
thing.
apology.
He
What?
apologized to his fans and his supporters. He didn't publicly apologize to his son, but I don't think he should have, because what his son did was treacherous as fuck. When your
Yeah.
seed, when your seed, your legacy does some backbiting shit to hurt you, your career, your reputation, and your bag, I'm sorry, but there's no coming back from that. Like Kurt Franklin, I don't know if he already cut his son off or his son did it because he was cut off financially or whatever. But you can't walk your ass back up into my house after doing some shit like that, especially if you
Ma'am,
are.
ma'am.
What's
You
going on?
have to keep in mind that we are dealing with Christians here. His son is
Don't
gonna
fuck that
always
shit.
be able to come
Even
back.
Christians have
No,
to
I'm
cut people off.
serious.
Even Christians
But
have to cut people
but you
off.
can't cut off your own child, because here's the
Fuck
thing.
that
It
shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Like, the thing is that it's your child. Like I said, it's easier for you to say, like, with me as a mom, I don't care what my daughters do. I'm always gonna be here for them. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I like growing up, it's like, I remember having moments, like, for example, when I left North Carolina and went back to New York, I was mad at my mom for something. I didn't talk to her, period. Like, that was probably the only one time I was mad at my mom. But even so, my mom, imagine if I tried to come back home to my mom and she's like, fuck you, remember how you was acting. It's like, I don't think that they should not welcome him with love and arms, because they are, and the baby mama came up and spoke, and she basically was saying that she knows that they became parents at a young age, so they know for sure they didn't do the best with raising him. So they understand that he has some trauma issues. The other thing we're gonna actually go into is that he actually was supposed to be molested or something. So that we're gonna talk about that soon. So
Okay, so
he has issues.
before we get into the molestation accusation, Kirk's daughter, from his marriage, she did go on her live and she did say that her brother is on crack. So I think there might be some drugs involved. I think there might be some mental issues involved. We just can't, factor in, oh, that's his child and, he shouldn't be doing that. We don't know what, this person has taken his family through because of his issues. But there is also a root to any type of issue like that. So we're going to get into that.
You have an audio, or we just gonna talk about it?
Yep, I have it right here. I'm about to pull it up.
Okay,
Go ahead and mute
because
yourself.
in this situation, it gets interesting.
Hopefully this one doesn't skip.
The accusations is even more interesting.
Okay, here it is.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not. Don't spit, girl. I don't. I don't spit, girl. I'm the devil, bitch.
It's not clear.
Girl, let's see. If you want this girl, you have a green light. Girl, shut up. It's not your house. You don't live here. Threatening me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just play it from the computer because now it's saying that the connection is unstable. So I'm just play it from here.
Okay. You have it pulled up already?
Yeah, let me mute us in the background.
Okay.
Mute your mic.
I
Hold on,
don't
Dylan.
know. Okay. What you call it? You want to send me the link? I try to play it. If you have a link, you can just send it to me. Um, but the allegations get crazy, people. It gets crazy. Oh, guys, it's 11:11, so that actually is a good time to just take a break now and make a wish.
Go ahead and go ahead and mute your mic.
Okay.
I don't want to get close to you. I don't. I'm not. Don't spin, girl. I don't spin, girl. Girl, let's see. Girl. It's not your house. You don't live here. You threatening me. Ain't gotta play. Ain't gotta play no more. You can get real. I believe I'm gay. I'm a girl. I'm real or not. Everything everybody saying is correct. Carry on. So wrong about saying ill and baby got a mystery. I'm fucking men.
It's still not clear.
Right? All these rumors about me is true, right? That's what y'all saying. I'm the devil. That's what y'all want me to be.
Is it clear now?
It's low.
Now you want to get serious. Now you want to
You send me a link.
making up shit.
Yeah, because I don't have time for this shit.
What is it on? This is a link, and I could try to play it because I want them to at least be able to hear some of it. Is that any of the allegations about him? You know, with him saying his dad molested him? 'Cause I wanted that. Well, did you have that?
What, the audio?
Yeah, what him actually saying or making the accusations.
Oh yeah.
That's try to send me the link so I can try to play it.
Where's your page? Send it through Messenger.
Okay, let me get it. Let me go check it. But yep, it's sad because I don't like, as much as I don't follow up entertainment. I also, for some reason, I want to say that at one point it was like Kirk Franklin did have issues where he had like sex addiction at one point, and that was also like trending like years ago, right?
Oh, he went on Oprah and said he was addicted to porn.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
like,
everybody has their shit. Everybody has their shit, but I don't like when kids are putting their parents' shit on Front Street.
yeah, and I don't like when people grow up and it's a situation where they sit there and they try to hold grudges and blame their parents and be mad at their parents. I'm like, if everybody, I've been doing Bible study since lately. I be learning. I'm like, if everybody actually lived in love like the love that's in the Bible, it's like you understand that your parents was really just doing the best that they could do. Period. You understand? Like
Yeah.
even though they not perfect, they was doing the best that they can do. But some people really grow up and they be like, they hold grudges against their parents. Even like I can honestly say at one point, because also in the Bible they talked about where they fucked up too. I can honestly tell you at one point I used to feel like my mom treated my sister better than me. I used to feel some type of way, and sometimes I would get mad and talk about it. You know. So it's like, but then I realized as I got older, I'm like, my mom had 6 kids. You know. So I'm like, so for her to be, and it's like, I have my 2, and they drive me crazy.
All right, I
So I'm
sent it
like,
to you.
people, I got it. Like, people really act like parenting shit easy, and it's not. All right, let's try to play this audio. All right, just checking. Is it clear?
It's clear. It's really clear.
Okay, that's good.
Turn it down a little bit.
You said what?
Turn it down a little bit. It was
Turn it
perfect
down.
before.
Okay.
Everything everybody said. It's so wrong if I said ill and baby got
Good.
I'm fucking men, I'm Illuminati, everything on
Yep,
there,
keep,
right? All these
keep
hoes
going.
about me
Leave it
getting
alone.
sued, right? That's what y'all saying. Devil, y'all don't want me to right. That's what y'all say, right? Let's do this. That's what y'all say, right? Y'all hurt my feelings. I hurt y'all feelings, but y'all don't hurt mine, right? I hurt y'all feelings. Now you want to get serious. Now you want to know your talk. I never said that. You just said you don't possess. Now you making up shit. You getting further and further away from me tonight. Right in front of my face. And you just said I'm a poet. I'm a creator. You're gonna write a show or and you said you liked it. And you said you liked it. I didn't say I liked it. You said that sounds good. Why would you lie to me? Yeah, because I would like to see you do something productive. Like productive? Y'all ain't done productive. I'm a son of a famous fuck. Y'all ain't done shit. I'm just saying, like, I'm proud to see that you got something forward to. Everybody, and then I thought this was my family and it's not. Production is gonna be. You're the crazy uncle. You are. And now you're talking about you're not taking care of yourself. You look older than me. About secret society shit, and it's like this is the shit that makes it go right. I'm not in none of that shit. You can live whatever the fuck you want, man. I live my own life. I ain't sold my own life. I'm in my own contract. You said I'm she. He said I'm she. That's what you said. You keep calling me she. So now that's what everything said on the internet. That's what I say behind my back. Most people in this house told me that you called me the devil first. Why do you think I'm tired of me and my daddy? Is this stuff?
Okay, so basically, in this audio, that was basically Carry On, which is Kirk Franklin's son. But why I'm confused is that within that audio, they say supposedly he says his dad molested him. Did you hear that? I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't get to that part yet because they were playing the music to egg him on, and then that's when he said it.
But do you know where that is? Because the thing about it is that a lot of people keep saying accusations, but even in
It's
that
towards the,
audio,
it's towards the end.
but it was the one I just played because I didn't hear nothing about that. But you were able to hear it clear?
I heard it before, yeah, but I was able to hear it clear. It was when they were playing the music, and then he said it.
At the end, though?
It was when they were playing the music.
What else were they saying?
After he said it, the people in the background were like, "Oh, now we get it. Like, now we know why you're acting the way you are."
On this audio that I just played?
I think so, but it was a
I didn't
longer
hear
video.
that.
The original audio was a longer video.
Okay. Because on this audio, basically, they were saying, like, he was like, how basically people call him the devil and all of that. He has issues,
Obviously, he has issues. Obviously, yes.
But
So,
apparently, it's some audio out there where he says his dad let him supposedly. But I also want to get into talking about the mom. But what else did you have to say on to add before we start talking about
But
the baby mama?
if anybody really wanted to hear like the clear audio, I'm gonna link down below in our YouTube the Armand Wiggins live, and he has everything perfect. So
Okay. Because I want to hear this. Because the thing is that I keep hearing, it's like telephone. Like I heard from this person, from that person, but I haven't heard from the horse's mouth yet.
yeah,
So
I
I
sent it
want.
to you from the Armand Wiggins. I sent you the Armand Wiggins live, and he has it perfect on
Is
there.
that the one that was an hour? Because I know I got through some of it, but I didn't get through the whole thing. But I am gonna finish watching that.
Oh no, his was only 34 minutes because he it was just a short live, but he just wanted to play the audio. Actually, can I share
Nope.
that?
The 34 minutes.
Yep, 34:45.
You gonna post like share it now?
Huh?
Like play it? You're gonna play it now?
Oh, if you want to, but if anybody else wanted
No.
to hear it clearly,
Oh,
yeah.
when you say like, just post the links for them to go watch it because the audio on here is not the best. In due time we gonna have all the fancy stuff. Then we gonna be like, what you call it? Like, what's her name? Lovey T.
Shit, I thought I was doing something. Hell.
I know, but there's something wrong with the audio. But it could be I don't know if you have Wi-Fi or not, but it could be the connection. But
Yeah,
we
because
gonna
I'm
be
on
able
my
to get that.
phone. If I was at work, if I was at home, this would be all, better. So,
Yeah, it would be cool like if it was a situation where we could actually really like stream the audio straight from here. It would be better that way. But in due time, people, in due time.
oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
If y'all start, supporting and shit,
that's what I'm saying. But don't worry, in due time, we gonna have it all figured out. But you want to talk about the baby mama? Cause I got some stuff to say, but
She
I
did an
also have some.
interview. Carrie On's mom did an interview defending Kirk Franklin because, Kirk Franklin, he wasn't in this by himself. He had his wife, and then he has Carrie On's mom to back him up also. So throughout the years, you can tell it's been some mess with their child, excuse me. So his mom was doing an interview and she basically said if somebody was doing something to you or doing something to you along the lines of saying they're going to kill you or whatever, file a police report. But I don't think it's that simple, especially if it's your dad and then that's his mom saying that. We don't know the whole backstory, and them being celebrities and doing these interviews and giving vague explanations, I don't think we'll never know the whole story until everybody just comes out and tells the truth. So,
As honestly, when it comes to those situations, like those are some touchy topics because it has to do with
exactly.
molestation. And then this Kirk Franklin, mind you, he's a gospel singer. Honestly, the mom is coming out and she's defending the Kirk Franklin because she knows her son. She knows her son probably got a crazy mouth. And she knows she probably had to that nigga once or twice, I will choke you the fuck out. I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. So she was defending him, but based off of that. Right? But the thing that was confusing is that she was basically saying, if it was a situation where he was feeling like he was being threatened for him to go to the authorities. But the way how they was making it seem is that you never really knew if she was saying like go to the authorities against your father or maybe it was something else that happened.
Somebody
Because
else.
say
Yeah.
yeah, because that's what I'm like. I'm trying to figure out if it was something else that happened because I think maybe it's a situation where the parents, like something probably happened to Carry On. I'm saying his name right, right? Carry On. Something probably happened to Carry On, and his parents was probably well aware of it. And because of that, he probably, especially like boys, I'm sorry, but boys, men, they hold on to stuff that you would have never thought that they was holding on to. Like they'll be like, why did you let me go there when I was especially guys who don't be trying to take ownership or responsibility for nothing. They'll find somebody else to blame quick. Why did you let me go through that as a child? I wasn't supposed to go through that. And then especially if he was born at a time to when Kirk Franklin wasn't really quote unquote Kirk Franklin, you know? If he was born at a time before his father was famous, he probably also is envious and he's jealous because, Kirk Franklin has a wife and a family now. He probably feels some type of way like he never had that type of relationship. So it's a lot of mental health shit going on here. And then they saying he used drugs. So it's a lot.
But here's the thing. Here's another thing. Kirk Franklin is respected and powerful in the gospel music industry.
He is, and he's
And
somebody who's also honest and he comes out about his flaws and he takes ownership. So he's somebody that I don't see him as being an asshole because anything he ever fucked up on, he came out and was like, he took ownership for it and he gave an explanation and he owns
okay,
up.
okay. So what if he's using that to his advantage?
Kirk
I'm not
Franklin,
saying he's guilty or not, but what if he's using, his power and his popularity as an advantage? Like,
who Kirk Franklin?
yeah.
But why would one feel that way? Let me get like Sharon Osbourne. What? Why would you even say that? She's like, give me a time. Show me a time Kirk Franklin was acting like he was using it to his advantage. Cause I want a fucking proof.
With the interviews and the baby mama doing interviews, because at the end of the day, we don't know what went on in these people's house. We don't know what went on when this little boy, when Carry On was growing up in the industry with his father, going from event to church to church to church, because he was in it with his father. He was born before his father was famous. So he's obviously seen a lot. And then he got
Yeah.
married and had another family. So I think that's where the breakdown happened
Yep.
as
A
far as
lot of
his,
guys, especially like boys, they be mad because it's like they wanted, he probably wanted that, you know? Even like honestly, I used to tell my mom sometimes, like, you like my baby brother and baby sister, you let them get away with everything. You ever felt like that? You got siblings.
yeah, but I'm the baby.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm the baby. Talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, that's why you don't take no shit because you probably got everything you wanted when you wanted it, how you wanted it.
And in actuality, my sister is the Carry On, because she was born 10 years before me, and then my mom met my dad and had me, and everybody in the house was a Puritan except
You
her.
know what? That's a good comparison. And you notice, like, a lot of the times, unfortunately, especially if people like eat them up inside, they'll have character flaws and toxic traits because of everything that they've been through, as a child. And I think that's Carry On's problem. Like, he clearly hasn't healed. It's people that been through worse than him, and they cope with it a lot better. You understand?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Well, at least with my sister, she wasn't mistreated, she wasn't abused.
But
She
she
has
still
her
felt how she
own.
felt, and she still acted out.
Yeah, yeah. So
Especially if they don't heal, and you know how they say hurt people. Like like clearly he's hurt because at the end of the day he's putting himself in all of these like dramatic situations, and it's like I'm sure he was hurt, and because he was hurt he was trying to hurt his dad. Hurt people, and the problem is that they not healing. If you heal from something, you find peace and forgiveness, you're not going to be sitting there talking about, oh, all of this stuff that happened to you when you was a kid. Like, you can't go back and change that shit. Yo, you know how
that's
they
true.
got that prayer? God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That
Yeah.
that will take you a long way in this life. Like, it's some people that's mad over shit that they cannot change. And that's the problem. It's fucking with their mental health to
Well,
where
that's
they act.
where he needs to be mentally evaluated, and he needs extensive therapy, because if it's something that you don't have any control over, if you're mad at your dad about something, leaking audio is not the answer. It's not the way to rectify it. And if your dad has any issues, then that's on your dad. What you need to do as a 33-year-old grown man is to rectify yourself. Only you have control over yourself. So only
Right.
you can go and get help for you. And I feel like that's what he needs to do. Try instead of, trying to get in touch with his dad and um get counseling with his dad and trying to call TD Jakes and get TD Jakes involved. No, like everybody, it's not everybody else's situation. It's yours now. Because God
Yep.
forbid he has a child of his own and the cycle just gets worse and it continues.
But you want to know what else? Like, you can't necessarily think like that because, there's this story where they talk about either these brothers or these two twin boys. Basically, they grew up and they was raised by an alcoholic father. One of the boys turned out to be an alcoholic, and the other one did. The other one wasn't an alcoholic and never drank a day in his life. So then they asked both of them, how did you decide to, not be an alcoholic when your dad was alcoholic? Oh, why was it that your father, was an alcoholic and you became an alcoholic? And then both of their response was, I watched my father. It's like I watched my father be an alcoholic, and I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna just, follow the toxic traits of my family history. And the other was like, yo, my father was an alcoholic. I will never be an alcoholic. So at the end of the day, even if he has kids, I don't feel concerned for the kids because you have to keep in mind that everybody has free will. Like, you're gonna sit there, and as you grow, you sit there, and right from wrong. It's just that some people was not mentally stable enough to take ownership for they fucked up shit and actually heal. That's the biggest
Mhm.
problem. If he healed from his past, he would not be having the issues he's having now. Clearly, he's holding on to grudges to whatever happened to him in his childhood, and he's holding a grudge against his father because he wasn't saying nothing about the mama, right?
No, no, but you can tell that he lived with his mom for the most part.
Yeah, but even so, but at the end of the day, it's like he is holding a grudge. He needs to heal. And the problem with
Hmm.
healing is that as much as like I see it as him needing to heal, I understand if he's not fully healed because not everybody heals at the same rate. Not everybody, the even sadder part is that not everybody wants to change. Not everybody wants to heal. Like some people just want to be mad and hold grudges, and I don't even know what they want for you to be better, but they'll sit there and talk about what went wrong and how it went wrong, and that's pretty much what he's doing because he's talking about stuff that happened in his childhood that he can't go back and change. If you lived through it and you still survived, why are you still so mad that it happened? Like,
Well, huh?
no, because that's the part that I'm not understanding. Because even like for example, like this whole situation could get messy, especially with the accusations of they're saying Kirk Franklin
Exactly.
molested him. I'm like, if it's a situation where that is true, it's like, what are y'all gonna do? Put Kirk Franklin in jail? I'm like, I don't understand what would happen if that was the case. Like that's what I'm thinking about because I'm like now like it could get real messy.
Hmm.
And that's honestly my biggest concern is that I just hope nothing like that was happening. But then the way the mom was talking is like she's defending Kirk Franklin, so she would not be telling her son to put a police report on the same person that she's defending unless she would be kind of like contradicting herself,
I also
right?
saw that what the mom was saying, it sounds like someone else might have done something towards him also. I got
Yeah,
more of that. I got more of that other than it was Kirk. I think something did happen. He did suffer a trauma, but I don't really think it was Kirk necessarily.
yeah, that's the thing. Because I'm like, I really hope it's nothing like that because that's gonna be real ugly. It's gonna be real ugly. But anyways,
Well,
those are some serious topics. I don't
yeah.
know. It's crazy because it
Very,
all
very,
started with them being
very.
cursed out. All started with the not with the parent child conversation being leaked, and then now it turned into allegations that the father was molesting the child. But then it's like, I don't even know. All I know is that I really do hope that the son really heals, because I feel like once he learns to have peace and forgive, he's not gonna he's not gonna turn to drugs as often. Like, a lot of people do that shit to just cover up, just to cover up. Okay. Anyways, do you have anything else to add on that topic?
No, that's it. What did the card say?
I actually have what do you call this? They're called psychic tarot deck. They're not like traditional tarot cards, and we basically have number 6, which is moving on. Then we have number 17, which is hope. This is actually like the sun card in tarot, I believe, and that's also the happiest card in the deck. I know a lot of y'all got y'all stimulus money. So and then we have number 4, which is authority. So basically, we have hope, moving on, and then we have authority. So authority is all about, this is also, you know about tarot, right? The number 4 is, this is also the emperor. So this is basically all about standing your ground and being assertive. And then number 17, which is hope, is the happiest card in the decks. You have hope and faith always. And then number 6 says moving on, leave the past in the past. Leave the past in the past. Yeah. You know this other saying before we go. What I said, I said yesterday, if you live in the past, you're living with depression. If you're living in the future, you're living with anxiety. And if you're living in the present, understand that it's a gift because it's your current moment, you know? That's the only thing you have to work with. Anyways, it's different cards this week. So, oh yeah, and the numbers number 6, number 8, and number 4. Well, it was
All right.
17, and 1 plus 7 equals 8. So yeah. Anyways, those are some tarot cards for you. Some psychic tarot. That's what the name of the deck is. I love this deck.
All righty. Well, thanks for the cards. Thanks for the messages cards.
Of course, of course. And thank you guys for tuning in to Peaches and Dream. It's been a good week, y'all. We got that stimulus. Most of us got that stimulus money, so we in a good mood, right?
I'm still waiting on mine, so you know.
Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
It's coming. It's coming divine timing too. You always get your money late after we done spent our shit, and you just getting yours. That's fucked up. But it's all
It
good.
always comes on time. So hopefully when I get word about which apartment that I'll actually be in, then I'll get the money and then I'll be able to pay the deposit and the moving fees and buy some furniture with it. So
Okay, yeah. Because you get now, you gonna spend it. So
I already know
yeah.
how I'm spend it.
I hear that. Anyways, we can wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back next week. All right. You ready for me to sign out?
We are ready to sign out.
Y'all be blessed, stay black, and fuck the police. We will see y'all next week.
Bye, guys. And it's 1 hour and 23 minutes. 1, 2, 3. We go. Bye, y'all.
1, 2, 3. All right, bye. That's a sign.